Hi everybody, welcome to Tech Corner. This week we have a special guest. We have Angie from Ricky Realty, and we're going to be discussing ShowingTime. So it's the new member benefit available to all members through the MLS. And essentially what it does is it allows you to schedule showings directly from the MLS by clicking on the ShowingTime icon. So welcome, Angie. Welcome.
You.
And you're a ShowingTime user,
I
right?
am. I love it.
You love it. And so what problem does ShowingTime solve for you as an agent?
To me, it's almost like a showing assistant for me. It keeps track of who's going to the property, what agents are showing it, and my favorite, it asks for feedback.
Okay.
I love that part.
So it asks for feedback. So does that help you once you get the feedback, then you're able to incorporate that with the seller in your marketing? Or
I get to choose what one they see, which is good because, you want to make sure that they're getting the right feedback, and it's going to help you whether you need to lower your price, or maybe the house doesn't show so well. Maybe the carpet needs to get cleaned, or maybe it's really cluttered. And it's great to give that feedback to your sellers.
So before using ShowingTime to receive feedback, you had mentioned that you were sending an email to agents, to buyers agents that had come to see your listing.
It was, really time consuming. I'd sit at nighttime and send them out, and this one, it does it automatically for me.
Okay. So one of the other nice features about ShowingTime is it allows you to look at the feedback and allows you to set up the showing request in a very sort of structured way on a calendar and in a calendar grid, which I think is really nice.
It is. It's really, really helpful. I get to log in now and see I have all my vacant listings that I see that an agent showing it at 1, an agent showing it at 2, where before they would just go direct and I would have to read the lockbox to tell.
So if you wanted to, for example, have a listing on a Go Direct, let's say, for example, and then, so let's say you have multiple listings, because you manage a lot of listings.
Yes.
So for you, this is like a great tool. But,
it is.
But when you have those listings in ShowingTime and you want them to go direct, you can still do that, right?
Yeah, you put it on there, it's a go and show, and they just let you know, and they get to pick the times in the calendar.
Okay.
If another agent's showing, it will have it blocked off so they know go at 1:30, not 1.
Okay.
It's fantastic.
Okay. So one other thing that's very interesting, I think, about ShowingTime is that when I go into the MLS, so it's all within the MLS. So it's not, you're not managing another program or application or
it's
anything like
very
that.
simple.
So right, so it's within the MLS. So when you go into the MLS then to request the showing, you click on the icon and you get a pop-up screen, right? And then what happens next?
Then you get to tell them what time you want to show it, what day you want to show it. It'll bring up a calendar, and if for some reason another agent is showing it, that time will be blocked out. Or maybe your seller doesn't want to show it on Saturdays. You can block out that whole day, so then that agent knows they cannot show it on Saturday. Make it another day.
Gotcha.
It's
Interesting.
fantastic.
So, and once that happens, then you, the listing agent, you receive a notification, right? So how does that work?
Well, you want to log in and say how you want to get that notification, whether you want to get a phone call, a text, or an email, or maybe all three. I prefer to get an email. I think it's simpler that way, and I only get that. But you can determine how you get your notification.
And so I guess what's happening behind the scenes then is, so once you receive the notification, then you have to, in some cases, call your client, right? Call the seller and find out whether or not that's a convenient time.
Yeah, or you can add your seller on so they get the notifications as well, and they can approve them. I still like to have the communication with my seller, so I have everything go through me, but you can make that an option as well.
What about an agent who says, I like to call the listing agent and I like to find out if they have any offers on the property, how motivated the seller is. So you could still do that?
Yeah, you can still do that. I prefer that they go through ShowingTime and then also give me a call. The reason being is it stays in the calendar. It shows me when they're going and it keeps track for me. Also, please still give me a call, and I'd love to tell you about the property.
Okay. So really it's just a very specifically designed calendaring system for realtors.
It is. It's really nice. And the automatic feedback is fantastic. I mean, that's such an extra step that we don't have to take anymore that will really help with our sellers and our business.
Yeah. There was a feature that I noticed, and you and I talked about this a little bit earlier today. If I want to show, say, 6 properties to my client, and I know what the properties are, maybe I've already looked at them. And so in the MLS, there are those little square boxes next to the MLS number.
Yeah.
And so if you select those, all the properties that you want to show, then what do you do next?
Click on the little ShowingTime button at the bottom, and it will bring you up, and you can create a buyer's tour. You can put them all on tour. You can even map it out. You can add a stop, take them to lunch.
See, I think to me, as an agent, that would be the most useful feature.
It is.
Really.
It's really nice because then you're not calling 5 different people waiting for all these phone calls back.
Mm-hmm.
You put in your request and hopefully the other agents on the other side will confirm your request and you can have them all set up.
Yeah. So when you use ShowingTime yourself, I'm just curious, once you receive the notification back, are agents, I mean, do they understand, you know, like when you reply, like, you know, you can, because you reply with a Y or an N, right?
Yes.
On your phone.
Yes.
So you reply with a yes or a no that the
your time's
showing
okay.
is confirmed, right? So what does the other agent do at that point?
So once you confirm it, and let's say I get the confirmation back, or if I say it's no, I want them to go at 3 instead of 2, you just press propose, or you can propose a new time on the app and tell them you propose 2 o'clock instead of 1 o'clock, because maybe your
okay.
seller prefers that.
Okay, so it doesn't. So if the time they request initially isn't convenient for the seller, you can still propose something else without having to do voicemail tag.
Exactly.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's really convenient. It really is.
And it's an interesting system because in other parts of the country, it's very, very popular. It's new to California, so it's something, you know, that we're going to kind of get used to, right?
Yeah,
we're going to have to get used to it, and hopefully after that, then we'll be able to see the benefit. And people will say, "Oh, only request showings through ShowingTime," because that way I can manage
going that
it.
way. It really does make it a lot easier, and I think that's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, so be able to. Well, thank you for coming this week,
course.
Angie. We really appreciate it. We hope all of you out there will give ShowingTime a try. We'll be having classes available to you that you can attend to learn more about how it works and actually see live demos and all of that. So this is George Dyer of the Pacific West for this week's Tech Corner.